Welcome to the AFoOL podcast. This is episode number 43. And tonight, we're going to talk about how great I am at multitasking. I can waste time, be unproductive, and procrastinate all at one time.
What's up, guys? Mardigrasman23 here, and I am again in Joey's basement over on BrickTrains AFoOL podcast, number 43. Man, that's been a long time.
Yes, it has.
So that's Joey up there in the corner. You know Joey. Everybody knows Joey. He's almost at 1,000 subscribers.
Almost.
And that is Jabo. You don't know who Jabo is, you must be living under a rock.
Yeah.
It's Patrick lives under a rock.
So, you guys were talking about brick economy.
Yeah, so I found this website. You put in the set 1374 as our vault item, as our
Right.
which is this little guy right here.
Right.
Yeah, and the astute viewers will notice he's missing his little. Okay, that's gonna get crazy. I'm gonna have to stop and fix that right now. He's missing his little missiles, so this one's not complete. But as Earl loves to show, I have.
Well,
One open, one sealed.
the reason I picked that set is because you had done a video on it.
Yeah.
And when you did your video, it was a studio set that nobody really wanted it unless you were a Spider-Man fan.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
And then as the new movie got closer to release, the Green Goblin in that became a unbelievable high-priced minifig.
Right.
And now this set has gone from, I think at the time of your video, you probably could have got it for probably $30 or less. Not in the box, but you probably could have found one on eBay. Now you can't find that minifigure for less than $50 or $60.
Just the minifigure?
Just the minifigure. I think.
Yeah, what is the minifigure? Hang on, I'll show you. He is.
The cheapest on Bricklink is 54.
54?
Yeah, it's.
Well, and Mary Jane's $10, so.
And it's sold for over 100.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just thought it was interesting as the vault set because you had done the video and it was right around the time we went and got the other one. And Jabo's always talking about how something can, something makes, it's kind of like a comic book. All of a sudden, that thing's valuable.
Yeah.
You know, like comic books are worthless. And then, oh my goodness, it was the first appearance of this character who's hot in the movies. And
Right.
And is there any other set you could think of that happened that skyrocketed because of a movie release or something?
I'm sure it has happened. I'm going to look at this Cad Bane. Now, I think there's a couple of different versions of Cad Bane.
Well, while you're looking that up, I'm going to switch cameras.
Okay.
I'm going to try to switch cameras.
Cad Bane, nobody bought a Cad Bane. Why is February 2018 in here?
Are you looking on the Brick Economy website then?
No, I'm looking at Bricklink.
Oh, Bricklink.
So it says the last 6 months sale, and it has March or February 2018 in there. And I know that I probably sold my Cad Banes for like $10.
Were they only in one set? There's only one set.
There's
right?
two different versions of Cad
Okay.
Bane. So it's in two sets, but two different versions. And this is the one from the one I'm looking at is the one from his ship, whatever it's called.
And he's a bounty hunter that no one, including myself, knew who he was until he just made an appearance in the Boba Fett series.
People that are into the Clone Wars know who he is.
Right.
I only know who he is from having the Lego set. And yeah, I probably sold these for like $10 or less years ago, and now it's because of Mandalorian. No, wait.
Boba
I forget what the
Boba
show's
Fett.
called because sometimes Boba Fett
Fett.
wasn't in it.
Yeah, I know. There was
Boba Fett.
an episode and a half where it was the Mandalorian. Mandalorian takes over.
Yeah. It was still good, but man.
Try to figure out that timeline between those two shows.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't know. I like it. It's good, but I don't know. I think I don't know. We're talking about Star Wars now. It seems like they did kind of mess that up by overlapping those too much. So, but yeah, this is a good example. Cad Bane's another one that yeah, like you said, nobody knew, and the price, just like the Green Goblin, the price has gone up. And now we're going back to the rare part, right? I would say these Cad Banes are a little easier to get a hold of. How many were there? There's 55 items for sale.
Mm-hmm.
How many of the Green Goblins were for sale?
Well,
look and see.
It's amazing how with time things become rare.
Well,
yeah. This goes on to this also goes on where it's not really rare.
Yeah.
It's just it appears to be rare, but it's because of the price is inflated.
That 1374 was abundant. There were tons of them, and you could get them pretty cheap.
But how many of them have? Yes,
I don't know how many were made, but compared to how many people were buying them, I should say, there's probably far less made of those than a typical set today. Yes.
But I would say how many of them were lost to the landfill via the vacuum cleaner?
Oh yeah, kids playing with them and
chewed up. They're gone. Yeah. So I mean, in the when it comes to what's for sale, there's only 33 of these.
And they're going to be less and less and less.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not. You're right. It was not rare when you were buying them at Kmart.
Well, the thing is that everybody made fun of that figure. Everybody made, was the only disappointment from the first Spider-Man movie was that costume with that mask, right?
Yeah, right.
And then everybody made fun of that figure. And now all of a sudden,
everybody wants it all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, I gotta have it.
It's a terrible looking figure. Yeah. Where'd he go? Look at him. He's terrible.
It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
just give it enough time, anything will go up in value.
Mm-hmm.
I got some bad comic books that are going up in value.
Unless it's a Chima.
Except for Chima, but what's funny is that somebody placed an order in my store and they bought like 10 different Chima minifigures.
Oh, really? You put them in your store as figs?
As a whole figure. They actually are selling better as the whole figure instead of pieces of figures. So.
Okay, so we're talking about rare and things that are going up in value today. I don't know if you're on Bricklink. The secret, I'm going to read it off the thing because I can't. It's the secret Space Voyager supermodel instructions, right? You sent off for those instructions. You had to have the other 3 M-Tron sets or 3 M-Tron sets put together. I get an email notification. I was home today from work.
That it was available?
It was available. Went up. I seen the email pop up, and I'm like,
it probably was already sold before you could click on it.
For $6. Sold for $6. $6.
That's somebody not knowing what it was.
And they have a Bricklink account, and they've sold. I mean, it wasn't a newbie Bricklink seller.
Wow,
$6.
You gotta wonder
if fast enough.
You almost gotta wonder if it was a copy of an instruction, not the actual.
Somebody sold the Superman Lex Luthor set that has the same number and listed it wrong.
Well, since somebody's going to be very disappointed when they get I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
For $6 though, I was going to take a chance. There's no way I wasn't going to pass it up for $6. So that was quite disappointing.
Yeah. And so that's something you keep in your wanted list and you got the notification for. It's like me with we were talking before we started filming, even though I already have the set 311, that's the remote control car that uses the mechanical remote control. I never see it go up for sale. I saw it once on eBay. And then the 312 motor control unit, I never see go up for sale. And so in looking at this Green Goblin set on Brick Economy,
right.
Those are the first things I go and look at on Brick Economy, and they got like all these times that it's sold. I'm like, where are they getting this information?
Right.
So tell us in the comments, if you know, because
Yeah,
I've never seen them sell.
I would love to. Yeah, we need to know more about this website and who's behind it, what's going on, what's what's their deal, because it seems to have some pretty decent information. Some of the stuff we looked up didn't seem to be out of line, but
No,
like
it
you
didn't.
said, where are they getting the price? Where are they
Yeah.
getting these sales?
Yeah.
It does look like Amazon, eBay, Bricklink for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't see BrickTsar listed, but maybe I just didn't see it.
I just don't know how they harvest information from 20 years ago. But the site's not 20 years old.
No, but when you look at right. If you look at their accuracy rating, so this represents the current value of the minifigure Green Goblin since 2010, 20 years. What in the world? Yeah, I don't know how they're getting it. It does have information all the way back to that.
Are there? Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know if those are like when the item sells, or is it just when they?
I wonder if this is if they're basing the value off of the highest.
I don't know. So if you go to look at the 1374 listing on there, it says this chart represents the current new sealed value of the set Green Goblin since February 2016. Very high accuracy. So they're giving it a rating. The minifigure didn't have that very high accuracy. So
it has to. If they're saying high accuracy, then it has to be the sold.
Yeah, but where did they get that data from?
Right.
And see here, it's showing eBay, Bricklink, Amazon, and theoretically, if I click on that, it does. It takes me to the eBay listing for $299. Now there's a problem.
Yeah,
somebody has this listed on there, for $299.
Yeah,
That didn't mean it sold there.
Right.
No, it's like Amazon. They can list it for $2,000 on Amazon. Didn't mean it'll sell.
Yeah, I mean, I just scrolled down the front page and there's a 4530 Hulk. That's that Technic looking Hulk minifig. It's not a minifig. It's a build.
Right.
And the value is $52. Who is going to pay $52 for that set?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't think.
It's got to be what's available. I mean,
one thing's for sure: the price on this set has gone up since Joey did his video. We'll say that.
Yeah,
it's the movie. It has. Yes.
In September, it was selling for $50, $51. Now the average sale price is $122, and it hasn't sold for less than $155. The cheapest last month or in January was $155.
So
and that's based on Bricklink's information.
Yeah, that's the actual sold, which is what I trust more than anything, because you can't even trust sold listings on eBay.
No, because
somebody could have taken this offer, and I don't know what their offer was.
Right. And does eBay track by the original listing or the best offer?
That's why I don't know how they harvest it. Maybe there's a way they can go in there and get it's like trying to find out who bought it on eBay. I was like, that information isn't provided, so I don't know who bought it.
Right.
The best offer sometimes is higher than the listing or lower.
It's always lower.
Not necessarily. Well, yeah, I guess so. I guess a buy it now would be more.
If it's a buy it now, then it's
it's
going to be lower.
Then it will go for that. If it's
Well, I did want to. They have the auctions, and you can do an offer on the auctions, which they intend for you to offer more. And I went in there and offered about like half because I wasn't paying attention. I
always offer less.
Oh well, the seller was not happy because I think that knocks that out.
I take that back. I don't do it on auctions. It's on the buy it now. Always
buy it now. Always
do that.
Yeah, because they're going to say no or automate it's going to kick it out. So
interesting site though.
Yeah, definitely worth some investment. We're not condoning or endorsing this website. We're just amused by it because we just found it. So disclaimer, I mean, we have no idea anything about it.
Much like trying to figure out the YouTube algorithm, we're trying to figure out where they're getting how they're calculating their information. And
it says there's 17,242 sets in their database,
which they took off from Brickset or Bricklink.
But on Brickset, you can click there's always a link where it kind of shows you availability, and it'll take you right to an eBay listing most of the
Yeah.
time.
Now, if you look at 1374 on Brick Economy, there is a paragraph there. It talks about, it includes Green Goblin, talks about Mary Jane. I mean, there's a paragraph there. That paragraph doesn't exist anywhere else. Bricklink is notorious for having almost no information and description. Very little. BrickTsar has more, and because it has more categories and it does have description field. But somebody spent time, so somebody is cultivating this information. If they did scrape it from BrickTsar and Bricklink originally, they're because even like you were talking about, the one, is it the 112 or the 113 for the
311,
311
and 312?
Dyslexia kicked in. Why is it not showing now?
You got to look at the right, because there's
There
like,
it
that's
is.
one of those
Yep.
that's got multiple.
Well, and that's the other thing. I see that it has the -1. Yeah, see this remote control, they have the same thing. They have 2 paragraphs worth of information on this thing. So somebody's putting time in there.
Well, on the cover page, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom on the cover page, it has the some of the Bricklink sets, the designer program sets.
Yeah.
The second series that's not even out yet are already retired. Like the bowling alley, the Venetian house, they're not even available yet, and they're already retired.
Oh, you can't buy. It's true, I guess you can't
Yeah.
buy them, but it is kind of funny.
So it says in their FAQ, Brick Economy price estimates is based on artificial intelligence via machine learning to provide an accurate estimate. So it's an algorithm.
Yeah.
So I think then that, are they saying then that those paragraphs on these sets was written by a machine and not a person?
Well, maybe.
It might have harvested that information from the web.
Okay, it says it's getting its price data from, here we go, eBay, Amazon, Lego Store, Lego Shop at Home, Lego Education, Bricklink, StockX, Walmart, Target, Google Express, CaddyWiki, BrickOwl, The Plastic Brick, Zavvy, Old Lego, I've never heard of that, Toy Wiz, Fat Brian Toys, Jet.com, and dozen more.
Hey, I just read the paragraph on the 311. Can I read it?
You can read it.
Because this I don't know if I still trust this website, but this is what it says. It says remote control car set is an extremely old and very rare Lego set. Would y'all agree with that?
I would.
We have not seen set 311-5 currently for sale online or in the hundreds of retail stores in good new condition in over 2,253 days. So these little dots, I misinterpreted what the little dots on their graph meant. So this, I believe this. It has it. They haven't. That's that's like what? How many days is that? It's like 7 years.
You're right. Yeah. 6
or 7 years.
So then what are these little dots?
Yeah. Where are they getting
a medium?
It's their AI. Because of the rarity of this hard to find set, the current estimated value might actually be lower than the true value. So it's just their AI giving you what they think. It's not even based on any actual sales. If it hasn't sold since like 2014,
right,
which is probably when I bought it. Actually, I think my video is older than that. I think I did a video in 2013. But anyway, so that makes me feel better that they didn't actually see any sales, because that's one thing I can agree with. I haven't seen it for sale in forever, but where are they getting the price then?
Where are they getting the price?
And they do qualify it, saying that it may actually be worth less than what they're saying. Yeah.
Okay. So if you look at like the mini wheels car set, which is a fairly common set that you can get on, I say common. Wait a minute. Let me back up. I have seen these recently. I've bought one in the last 5 or 6 years anyway, and it's saying the same, similar. It's saying 1,000 days. It hasn't seen any sales.
Mm-hmm.
and it's given a price of $382 for that set. But it's showing dots too, as in it's seeing sales. And well, it's an interesting website for sure. Something to look at. Again, not endorsing it. Don't know nothing about it other than it's a computer.
And I see some of the. I'm looking at other sets, and the paragraph is almost word for word what the paragraph I just read was.
Yeah, so that second paragraph.
It just substituted the days.
Yeah, it looks like that second paragraph.
Every other word is exactly the same.
So we're slowly eliminating this website from.
Yeah, I will not be referencing this website very often.
Oh well.
I think I came across it today when I was looking up a Miniland set that I was trying to get pictures of. Let me see if this is actually the one. I got to look up this. I forgot what the number was.
Do you have to sign in to search for a certain set?
I didn't.
No, I didn't.
I went ahead and signed up for an account though. But I mean, it didn't ask for anything important, an email address, so I just gave it the public-facing email address anyway. So I didn't think I was too hurt by it.
Yeah.
Any rate, okay, long pause.
Sorry, I was reading.
Yeah, we're all reading.
Yeah, this is a bad thing to bring up a new website.
And how would this website be affected by seeing the super secret space police or whatever, or super secret thing for $6?
Well, is it on there?
Clearly worth way more than that.
Yeah, 6862.
Well, that's just an instruction manual, is it?
And that's all it is. Yeah, instruction manual. Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah, just the instructions alone.
But that's all. Yeah, that's all. So they're estimating it as $33. There was a sale today for $6. So you know what though? Their value on this one is very flat.
Is it jumping all over? Oh, staying low.
Yeah, and it's showing today's value is $33, and it's estimated at $35. And there was a $6.
Is that from the set or the instructions?
Well, it just says the set, but there was no set.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should. So how do you find the value of instructions on this site?
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what's this thing say released.
Because the set itself probably is only worth like $33.
Combining bricks from the current value. Yeah, it doesn't specify, because it does say in the paragraph that you had to have the other sets. So. Mm-hmm. But that would be in line. That would be $33. It would be in line for what I would think that instructions would go for. And it was an anomaly that it went for $6 today. So
I think I paid a little bit more than $33.
Did you? Yeah. Well, let's put it this way: if it was under 50, I'd have probably been pretty quick on the trigger. If it was more than 50, it'd have been okay, we're going to think about it. And how bad do I really want that M-Tron set that I don't necessarily collect?
If you don't collect it, then yeah.
Do you have the 3 M-Tron sets?
I don't even have the 3 M-Tron sets to build it with. Yeah. This is just one of those that, it's a unique, rare item. Let's see if I can get a picture of it just so everybody knows what we're talking about. 6862. 6862 Bricklink.
And the other one, the Space Police one, is even more rare, I think.
Yeah.
It's also the one where we think there was a typo on the number,
right,
in the book or catalog.
There it is. It says right there, supermodel building instructions.
Yeah. There were 2 ways of getting it. One was to send off for it, and then I think you could get it in a 3-pack that had the 3 sets that you can build it.
Was there a 3-pack?
Yeah, there was a 3-pack that had this.
It seems like
okay.
Wouldn't it be neat if they brought something back like this? Like, if you collect the theme, And there's 6 sets that are released. You take these 6 sets and you build this model.
Well, yeah. First, they'd want digital instructions. You'd have to download them and then pay the $5 to download the digital instructions. That's how they do it now.
Yeah. That's why they're dimensions.
It would be neat.
Lego dimensions.
Lego. It would be neat that if they would do something like this.
Oh, wait a minute. They're doing something like that now, and it's free.
Okay.
For the mosaics or the Lego art.
They are.
You can get them for free. You can use your VIP point, 0 points, and you can get an alternate build for Mickey Mouse.
Well, and I guess the same thing was true with the other mosaics for like the Star Wars and Iron Man.
Well, what I'm saying is that they had the ones that you could already that were either in the book or the big one that you downloaded, but now they've added more.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
So it is good. And so they made a liar out of me. They gave it for free. But it is kind of cool. The mosaics are not my thing though.
No.
I already have enough crud on the wall that as it is. I bought something the other day. Hang on. Here's show and tell. This was
I saw that in the background.
Yeah, and it's got paint all over it.
Oh,
it was not. Yeah, and I didn't pay.
What's the inside look like? Can you get the paint off without tearing the cardboard?
I don't know, maybe.
It doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, the back's a little rough.
Yeah.
But the reason I got it is because it came with these 2 pieces here.
Oh, did those go?
These are just the boxes. Somebody has cut the bottoms of a box out.
Which box?
This is one of the big 700 sets or whatever Samsonite said.
Okay.
And then this is the inside. But here's what I was thinking, because they're just pieces of cardboard, right? They're essentially useless. But I thought, cut this right here where you can't see where I'm at, right there, and then frame these 2 because they're really good shape. I thought those would look pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the 810 box cover there.
Yeah,
that's what the pictures on the 810 box. That's not the cover for it, but it's the
inside of the cover because there's when you flip the box lid over, right? Or is it on the bottom of the box? I know what you're saying, but yeah. But I thought that would be cool. That's what I ended up getting those for that because I thought, why not? I need some more stuff to hang on my wall with my other space.
I ran out of wall. So I got wall here. There's nothing.
There you go. You build all those Mickey Mouse mosaics, put them back there. No.
Yeah.
Are you going to get the Rolling Stone? Is it the Rolling Stones was the next one?
Elvis, the Rolling Stone one?
Elvis is out now, right?
Yeah.
I think the Rolling Stones is the next one that's going to come out.
No. I might get Elvis. Definitely not going to get Rolling Stones. It's just not. Even though they've been around for 60 years, I don't put them there in the same group with the Beatles and the Elvis, even though they're still relevant today.
Right. So go ahead.
Was one of them going to be like of a big mouth and a tongue?
Oh, I was going to say, what was the Rolling Stone?
I don't know. I don't think there's an image yet, and it's only. I don't think it's going to be It's only going to be one picture, supposedly. I don't think you're going to be.
No, they got to They got to have at least 3.
I know. So I don't know. It's so early in the.
Yeah.
It's so early in the what do you call it? Leaks and news and leaks or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
I think they're going to saturate the market on these Lego art eventually, and then the Lego art theme will die.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, because it's definitely not a toy that kids are playing with, right? So it has to hit an adult market, and I'm already saturated. We did the 2 Mickey Mouse, and Heather started on one of the Iron Man and never finished it.
Yeah,
so I have a cup full of dots sit on our sorting table.
And you get the thing with it. In order to build the alternate builds, you get a ton of extra pieces. So what I did with mine is like I built all 4 beetles.
Right.
So I had to get 4 sets because you got to have the frame to build them. So I had a lot of extra pieces, and I just put them in my store. And because I'll never sell them. Like if you wanted to sell them where somebody could build any of the 3 models with 1 set, I wouldn't be able to do that. But it's like I'm never going to need all these studs. And then after they make so many of these, unless they start making new colors, it's like you can eventually you should, if you just got a bunch of studs laying around, you could build any of them anyway.
Right.
Why buy it? Keep buying them.
Well, for the instructions, right?
Yeah.
Unless
and for the one, and they're those sets for the person who owns 1 set.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah, but every time they come out with one, it's like the person who wanted Marilyn Monroe might want Elvis.
Yeah.
But the person who wants the Rolling Stones isn't going to want Marilyn Monroe, probably.
No. Or Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like.
So I wanted to collect all of the mosaics because I had all of the mosaics. But now that they're making more, it's like, okay, this is the same thing that happened to me in the 3rd year of Star Wars. Like I wanted to collect all the Star Wars set, but there's too many of them, too expensive, can't do it.
Well, Brickhead's got the same way for me. There's just there's so many of them. And now they've gotten out into the animals, and
that's how Brickhead is for me now.
It's going to be one of those that I might prune back, like Chima.
I had that epiphany today.
Uh-oh.
I bought the Spice Girls set.
Oh,
and I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? So, yeah, I need to cut back on Brickheads.
I think I might get the Disney ones, and then that'll be it. Because
maybe I should stick to Star Wars or the pop culture ones I actually like.
Well, see, Star Wars is one of those. Star Wars is one of those themes that I just stay away from so much because I know once I get the itch, it'll and there's too much of it. It's just every time you turn around, there's a new clone trooper or something. It's like, what's different about this one?
And I guess all this is not a problem that Lego has, like making all these different things that we're not interested in.
No,
it's good that they're making different things.
It is. It's very good for them. It's good for the kids who are going to buy it. This year, 5-year-olds. Dakota is not buying the ones from last year. He's buying the ones from this year. So,
yeah, but they will never do the things that I would like if they were to call me. Hey, what would you like to see us to make for Lego art or for Brickheads? I would give them my suggestions, and they would never happen. So, because I don't like things that are real mainstream popular.
Right.
But I wouldn't think the Spice Spice Girls that's like 90s.
Where did that come from?
I don't know how that.
It's like this is actually a band that was popular at the time that the kids that were that age that liked the Spice Girls, like those kids that are that age today that age have no interest in them. I would think. I don't.
Right.
Do they have? Can you name one Spice Girls song?
No.
I think I can name one.
You can?
Go for it.
This could be the word of the day.
No, we're only 30 minutes in. We can't do
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
I don't know the name of the song.
All right. Tell us what you want, what you really want in the comments below.
That's Jabo's new theme song for when he's talking to Lego. Tell me what you want, what you really want.
I'm glad I bought the Spice Girls.
Yeah. I smell a video coming. Oh my goodness. So you mentioned last time you hate ShipStation. I think you mentioned it in one of your videos too.
It's so slow.
That's the problem. And I don't see any extra savings or anything.
Well, so today I got an email from ShipStation said, "Hey, we're charging you $14, whatever it is for a medium priority mailbox." And I'm like, "Why? What? what's going on here? So I start digging through the email, and they say that they said the post office said I lied about the size and the box that I used, and they're correcting it. And to keep from disrupting my account, they were going to go ahead and charge me this $14 to correct it. I'm like, this is crud. Wait a minute, what's going on? So I go back and look. So what happened is I shipped a priority box to a guy, and it was a big order, and I shipped it all to him, and I had a cup full of tires that he bought, and they were sitting on my desk, and I forgot to put them in there. And I caught it the next morning. I was like, oh crud, those got to go. So I boxed them up, put them in a box, put it in a priority because he had paid for priority. So, but it was a small box. I prioritied that to him at my expense. But ShipStation, I went into PayPal, ship another thing. It came up with ShipStation, generated a new label. I printed out the label, shipped it. The guy got it, gave me good feedback. Everything was cool. So here a week later, ShipStation says, hey, you lied about it or whatever, however they put it. Well, I got to look, and they never charged me for it.
You know what you did? You used the same label.
I had two tracking numbers.
Oh, it was two different tracking numbers. Okay.
But the first one is the one that they said I didn't, because the second tracking number, because the smaller box is $8, right? Something like that. It's the one they said, I don't know, but yeah, it's all screwed up. So now I don't like ShipStation at all, because this is on them. Because I went through them. They printed out two labels, and you're right.
Well,
it would have been easy for me.
You should be able to look at your PayPal and see that you paid for two labels.
But I didn't.
See, and here's the thing. With the old way of doing it on PayPal, you could easily tell which payment went with which order. It's
kind of screwed up now.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out now. And the one I had, I just yesterday got my $8.49 back, where they double charged me.
Oh,
ShipStation, because the error was on ShipStation's side. It errored out on ShipStation. They said, "Oh, we only charged you once." I go over to PayPal. It shows two payments to ShipStation.
Right.
ShipStation. No, we only took one. I'm like, it says two on PayPal, and so I did a dispute. I had to do a dispute on PayPal to get my money back.
Get your money back.
Now I wonder if it's something similar, like if you didn't pay for it, then yeah, but why charge you a rate that's more than what it should have been?
Yeah, if I go in there and I look at it, I'm like, I think they got me for $5 overall. But yeah, it looks like the first one went through, the $14 for the medium box, and then the second one was a small box, so that would have been $8, whatever. So the $14 came out of PayPal. It shows that. I go into ShipStation, and it shows the transactions, but PayPal never shows the $8 came through. Now, okay, I didn't see that. I missed it, but ShipStation says they shipped it, and they gave me a second label because I scanned two labels or tracking numbers.
I've never figured out how to make two labels for the same order.
Well, apparently I haven't either.
Usually, if I have to ship somebody a second package, like I left something out, and I ship them a second package, I usually have to go into multi-order shipping and make a new label. I've never been able to click on the old one, because usually when I go to the old one, the only thing I can do is look at the old label.
Well, there was an option that said ship another package. And I clicked on that, and it went into ShipStation just with that guy's address, and it looked like obviously it didn't work. So,
well, obviously we still don't like it anyway.
We still don't like ShipStation,
even if we did something wrong.
Yeah,
it's like it shouldn't be this hard.
Shouldn't be. No, and I feel bad. I mean, the good news is the guy gave me good feedback. He got both packages, because the post office could have just as easily said, "Hey, you want this package? You're going to have to pay for the shipping."
Now, I have gotten that message where, and I know I made the mistake, or we made the mistake, where we used the wrong label. And so this is the one. This was before ShipStation, where I got charged. They said I didn't pay for postage, and I looked and I was like, oh no. I had shipped a package to the guy, the next label was supposed to be a different label and go to a different guy. I used the exact same label. So I realized exactly what, and I saw that I had done that, and it was too late because they had already been shipped. So I emailed the guy that I had already sent the package to. You're going to get another package. Just keep it, because I was able. Fortunately, I was able to. I still had the parts for that other order. I had duplicates, so it's like I did another order and shipped the other guy his package and just ate the lot, because I didn't want him to go through the trouble of paying the money to send it back to me. And it's like I just cut my losses while I could.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's always like this was me, and if the customer got something they weren't supposed, that's fine. You keep it. I'm not hassling with anything to make them do anything to fix it for me. But I think the other thing about this that's messed up, the one package I took in, the first one I took it in when I took other stuff into the post office, and I always go to the counter and they scan all the priority mail. That way I know, they know, and I got a receipt for it. The other one that is in dispute here, I went into work. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to get in and get it. It was already 24 hours late. I shoved it in the box or in the slot, right? So yeah, I think if I had taken it to the counter, I bet when post officers scanned it, then they would have said,
been paid.
Something's wrong. Yeah, something's wrong with this one.
I just wish it was as easy as eBay shipping.
Oh, eBay is so easy.
eBay is so I mean, it automatically goes to that screen. The one where you gotta you pull up the print, and then you got to hit print, and then the label's got to come up, and then you got to tell the label to print. eBay automatically skips ahead to that.
And so what I do on my eBay auctions is I just go ahead and I go ahead and package my item up and enter my dimensions, and then I'm done with it. Unless because it doesn't happen as often with me because I'm selling so many different things. It's like the only time I have to change it is somebody bought 2 items and I had to combine them. But most of the time that doesn't happen the way I list things. I did have it just recently. A guy ended up buying 3. He said, "Hey, I want to buy all 3 of these." And I said, "Okay." Then I just went and cut the shipping. The shipping was basically the same for one.
Right.
So
I wish Bricklink would go to direct shipping like eBay does.
They may eventually, but this ShipStation is just...
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
I guess I see why. I remember people talking about pirate ship.
And anything you do at this point now is going to cause you to have to manually enter the address somewhere else.
Copy and paste it the least.
Yeah.
Right. And at least with this, I learned a lesson here. I'll pay 2 things. One, I'm going to pay a little closer attention because I almost always immediately get the email from PayPal that says I just bought a label. Right. So, I pay and make sure I get that email. And then second, any priority mail, I'm going to hand it to the post office. So they're just going
So knowing what the different prices are and knowing what orders I got. So like I'll be at work and my wife does the orders when I'm at work, and I'll get the notification and I'll look at it and I'm like, that was supposed to be priority mail and it was only $3.70. And I was like, or the other way is like ended up being more, and usually my wife has a good reason for different things, but yeah, I've caught some things that way too, just by getting that notification from PayPal.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna have to start paying more attention to it. So,
but yeah, ShipStation stinks. Thank you, ShipStation, PayPal.
Yeah, that's PayPal's fault. I don't care. I don't know. I don't like it.
So what's next?
Do you have any show notes? I didn't even look.
I have some, but they're pretty thin. We actually blew through everything already.
Oh, we did?
And we actually spent more time on the brick economy than I thought we would. So, and we've talked about how a movie reinventing. What is this comment from Robin Hall on one of my videos? Oh, okay. Let me read this. There's a comment that Robin Hall, everybody knows Robin Hall, he left on one of my videos. And and I forgot what it says, but let's see. Maybe we'll talk about whatever he said. Given the enthusiasm of trains, we're already good. Start here. Within the Lego community, it makes very little sense why TLG don't produce the Lego group don't produce more railroad related sets. Is it because there's already some great producers of compatible sets? So I'm assuming he's talking about like brick or all the ones you like to collect.
Those aren't really sets.
No,
they're just instructions.
Brick Model Railroader.
No,
Yeah, Brick Model Railroader.
I don't think so, because if Lego thinks somebody else is selling it, they're gonna create their own, like the roller coaster.
Right.
I mean, as soon as other companies tried to come up with compatible roller coasters, Lego said, "Oh, not having this. Let's make our own."
Make our own.
That's true. I mean, it wasn't. We can thank Coaster Dynamics,
right,
for Lego actually making a roller coaster, because they didn't do it until Coaster Dynamics did it.
If Brick Model Railroader was 6 wides, maybe it would entice Lego to do more with trains.
And if Brick Model Railroader was actual kits,
right?
Correct. Yeah.
Well, and then who's the other one? Brick Train Depot, Train Depot, Brick Train. I think it's one. I think they do some 6 wide, but I think they're mostly. I think you could buy some kits from them, but it's mostly sets too. So I don't know what. I guess. Robin, a follow up. Which ones do you think are in competition? Maybe there's something over in Europe that we don't see.
Yeah. There's one of those fan websites where you can create your own design and sell them. I can't remember the name of it.
It's probably where I got that complex from. It's Rebrickable.
I was gonna say that's Rebrickable, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like we're getting like 10 different Lego art things, but no trains.
And I don't get it. I mean, it's like it's got to be a money thing, because it's a Lego thing, so it's a money thing. So they're not making. Is it because of the motors? Is it more expensive for them to produce, so they don't have as big a margin on them?
I don't even think they have to make sets with the motors.
I don't, as long as they're available. No, like the Crocodile was great.
Yeah,
very
reasonable at $100. I mean,
so the Crocodile sold out.
Mm-hmm.
Was re-released. Well, not re-released. Came back in stock. Did it sell out the second time? I know once it got word that it was retiring, it kind of quickly sold out.
Yeah.
At the end of its shelf life.
Isn't it still available though?
No.
It is.
Unless it's back in on the. It's. I don't think so.
It may not be. It was supposed to.
I'm probably going to regret that I only have one of those.
No, you're not. Don't think like that.
Yeah. I have, I think, 4 of them in the corner.
Remember, you're streamlining.
You're streamlining.
I'm trying. Yeah, it's out of stock. Oh, and it was for sale for $80 at one point.
Yeah, that's when it went for sale for $80. That's when it was. The word was that it was retiring. There was another set that one of the modulars did the same thing. What was the last modular? The Garage, maybe? Is it the Garage?
Mm-hmm.
One of the last modulars, you heard it was going to retire, and then they dropped the price and it sold out.
Well, that's actually good practice on their part for retail. If they have stock available, we're gonna get rid of this. Yeah, December 2021 was the last time that it was available.
Yeah.
So interesting. So. And I thought about parting the ones out that I have. I might keep them.
So I'm going to look that one up on eBay. You look it up on Bricklink, and we'll see what it's going for.
10277.
So now you can't even get that one. So it's like,
right.
What was the number?
They didn't bring anything in to replace it.
10277. $112 if you want to buy them out of Germany.
Looks like eBay is roughly 150 to 170. So you say average of 160.
Well, trains is still an interest.
Yes, it is.
And they lead you off by the cover picture is a Duplo set. Wonderful. And the top list is the new 4-wide high-speed train. Wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is sad.
So I have to believe that they made. I mean, okay, they're going to make X number of sets, 10,000 sets, let's say, of this crocodile, and they're going to make their money if they sell them all.
Mm-hmm.
It appears that they sold them all because they went into what we believe to be a second release of them. So did they, another campaign? Did they already have the parts in stock and they just need to repackage or whatever? And then they shut it down after just what is really only available for a year.
Yeah,
it was
and have no stock.
It was probably 2 runs. Their initial run that sold out fast, and then the second run when it finally came back in stock, as long as that lasted.
Yeah, because I kind of figured they're going to do their initial run. That's the one that's going to make them their return that they want, and then they either have in the pipeline the ability to gear up for a second run if it looks like it really went well, or abandon that second run if it collapses. Mm-hmm. So to me, it seems like high-end train sets are still popular enough to. Mm-hmm. So yeah, come on, Lego, do better. We need some more trains. I would take another great, a great steam engine like this. Something, like the Emerald Knight was a good set.
Yeah. So the Emerald Knight, that's a good classic steam locomotive. That it's a European style, but it's one that a lot of people over here like. They even brought the Flying Scotsman to the United States.
Yeah.
There's so many different cool looking European style steam locomotives. There's some cool looking North American style steam locomotives. There's, I know the F7 has been done, but
almost to death.
Yeah, but there were a lot of them.
It was
they
an
could
iconic.
Do other things besides Santa Fe.
Right. Oh yeah, there's so many great road names, and some of the badges that they had there was some really cool stuff as far as the head badges and stuff that I'm working on a T1 now, a 6-wide T1. I got the chassis, so what is it, 484 wheel configuration, and I'm not even going to put it in digital form. I'm just going to build it.
Oh, speaking of the T1,
did you ever get? You didn't?
No, and it's been
years.
Was the
I'm beginning to worry. I'm actually beginning to worry.
Was the Horizon Express and the Emerald Knight a year apart, or were they 2 years apart?
I don't know. More than 2.
Knight came first.
Was it?
I want to email Hale. I'm trying to figure out when did I order the T1?
So the Emerald Knight came out in 2009.
Oh, there was several years between it then.
Yeah. And the Horizon Express was 2013.
It's 4 years. That's kind of the cycle for Lego cargo trains and passenger trains is 4 years. Let's see, where's their shop?
And the Emerald Knight, even though it was 3 pieces, the locomotive, a tender, and a passenger car, it needed another car. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we need a Marvel movie to have a cool train in it.
There you go.
Just give them an excuse to make it.
Marvel train. Yeah.
Because they tried it with Star Wars. They made that Han Solo goofy
movie.
Train.
Yeah, that was not a very good train. I don't know. Has there been any leaked pictures of the new cargo train or passenger train?
I haven't seen anything.
I haven't seen anything either.
I've also heard of a new roller coaster.
I've heard that rumor too.
Yeah.
No pictures though.
No pictures. I heard a DeLorean is supposed to come. It's August, I think. I think that's official now.
How many DeLoreans have we had? Not that I don't appreciate a good DeLorean.
Only one.
Is there just the one? I thought there was.
Nope, just the Lego ideas.
Okay.
Yeah, just the one.
Yeah. Huh. I feel like I've seen I don't know. I guess I'm obviously wrong again. Yeah, it's the Kuso back then.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. Yeah. So did you get the coins came back? You weren't missing any of them, were you, Jabo?
No, I got all of them, and I can't order anymore.
Okay.
It won't let me.
Well, I got them all now, so I got.
I see. That's what we talk about coming back in stock. Look at the plush spacemen,
Yep.
the coins. I mean,
Yep.
can you imagine if you one of those ones who missed out and had to have it and paid like $80
Oh,
or
yeah.
$100 for a coin,
Right.
and now it's re-released and it's
Yeah.
been on there for a long time too.
And that's because the people who did pay the $80 or the $100, they're like, I don't want them. And then the plushie, Jabo texted and said, "Hey, the plushie's back." So I went ahead and got the pink one. Now we have the whole family.
I can't believe Jabo didn't buy all 4.
No. See, I'm cutting back on Lego. Cutting back. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't have any plans of going and getting the other 2. So.
Yeah. For the same reasons, the pink one's just kind of, I don't know. It's that crazy color that they would never make a space guy in.
Yeah.
And then the red one is this classic. So, but it is kind of cool having the red, white, and the blue one together. You almost need a black one. A yellow one wouldn't be right, but
sure it would.
Sure it would. The yellow space guy is so odd. He's naked. They tattooed a space logo to his chest. We've lost Jabo. He's worried about it.
I'm worried about my T1.
We brought up his T1. Now he's worried. It seems like that has been within the podcast because we had him on.
We didn't have Kale on. You're trying to get out of Kale.
No,
right?
we didn't have Kale on.
That's how long ago it was. I mean, Glenn doesn't even work with him anymore.
Glenn.
Right.
We had Glenn on.
Yes.
And it was either right before that or right after that you ordered it.
Yeah.
I think it was before that because we were talking about it in the podcast and both of them wouldn't say anything. I was like, oh, okay. Both being sneaky. So
I sent him a message. So we'll see what happens.
I wonder how many of those they took pre-orders on.
I don't know.
That wasn't a.
I should have. I think it would have been better. I mean, I know for a small operation like theirs, it's hard to acquire all the parts to have everything available to sell beforehand. But this is. I think it's going on 3 years.
And it was pretty pricey.
Or more. Yeah. And it's like, I can't do a chargeback on that. It's been
not
too
now.
long.
No, yeah, it's too long.
And if they go belly up, it's like I'm out the money.
Yeah.
It's like I know who he is, but it's like I have no legal recourse.
No, well, yeah.
It's like I won't.
That's going to be a bad deal for him.
If you're not going to be able to fulfill it, I want my money back.
Right.
It's just too long. If it's going to be a year or something, that's one thing. But I know it's before the pandemic. Pandemic's 2 years. So.
Yeah, actually, I got an email today, either yesterday or today. I got an email from our local is WWL. So I got an email from WWL that it was 2 years ago today. Louisiana reported the first COVID case.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was either today or yesterday. I got that email. Crazy, huh?
Well, it is. It's hard to. We just finally lifted our mask ban at work, and anytime I walk around in the building, I feel like I got to put. I hate that feeling that I don't. I don't have to wear a mask anymore. And I'm like, you still having to wear one?
No. They lifted ours.
Okay.
When I was on vacation, they lifted ours. But for the last probably 2 or 3 months, I just wore it around my ear. When somebody would come by, I'd put it on. I was so over that mask.
Yeah.
I still get tickled at the people that still wear their mask, but they're inside their own vehicle with nobody else in it.
Well, no, this is what has tickled me from the start is working in a grocery store, and I'll see a family come in. and one person in the group of 4 has a mask on. It's like, okay, good for you, but what about the rest of your group?
I can't worry about the other 3. Yeah, I miss 2020 was such a great year.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people didn't like it. I loved it. All those people were at home.
Oh, well, yeah. If you want to talk,
The traffic was great.
yeah.
I go in the store and I'm the only one there. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah. At
You
work,
remember? I mean, do you remember? Did any of y'all go into like a Target at 10 o'clock in the morning and there's nobody else in the store?
No, but I can tell you, working in a grocery store, there was nowhere else for them to go, so they came to the grocery store.
Yeah.
You people all need to go home. Leave us alone. Earl, you want to do the comments?
Yeah, I'll do the comment. Let me pull them up. I broke my glasses at Mardi Gras, so I got to go back to the. I got to go to the doctor, the eye doctor, Wednesday, I think.
I haven't gotten a prescription in several years myself, so.
Well, I was October made my 2 years, so it was time to go anyway.
Yeah.
But I only need them to read, so problem is looking at your phone so much. It gives me a headache. Well, look, a brand new 1 hour ago, Jabo's talking about cutting back on Lego. I'm gonna have to watch that. Let's see.
That may be clickbait. No, I don't believe that.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I have to just pull up the video. So, JSC Bricks, excellent podcast video again, guys, and thanks for the laughs about the land too.
Yeah.
Yep. The famous land.
Yeah, well, let's get Jabo on that tonight.
Dunkster Bricks. I ordered the fishing boat, the safe, and the flight sets. I just canceled the safe and the flight set. Paid via PayPal, so hopefully the fishing boat goes through. Although listening to Earl, I would probably need to call them to get the payment method updated. Yeah, that's probably what it is. It's probably because I've tried to do that. I've pre-ordered from Lego with PayPal, and then by the time the order came through, they couldn't go back and use my PayPal, so I had to call them to give them a new payment.
So what do you think will happen? So they did like 5,000 of these. Let's say 100 people, their payment doesn't work, and they never respond.
Well, I know one. There's one extra one out there because I didn't respond.
So what are they going to do with this one set that didn't sell?
I don't know. I mean, if there's one or two, they're just going to get bought up internally or something. Or because I don't know about Bricklink being a part of Bricklink, but Lego they don't look at those. They have a monetary value, the set, and that value is usually the recycle value is usually higher, right? So they're going to strip them out and just recycle the parts, turn them back into ABS plastic, and the paper is going to get recycled because that's how they're going to look at that. So if that, in my opinion, that's what will happen to them unless it's something smaller like Bricklink, where they're like, we'll just take those, or the warehouse guys are going to steal them.
Yeah. I don't know if we talked about this before, but like back in the days of the newsstand, they used to take comic books and they didn't sell. They got recycled.
Right.
And there was a procedure you had to go, like it ended up becoming a cost for like taking them back. So sometimes people would just send the covers back and then destroy the rest. And then that's how this Mile High Comics got so many comic books, because there was a guy in New York that was not sending them back. He had worked out some scam to keep them, and he kept millions of comic books over like 30 years or whatever, and so they had this massive collection. So that's why Lego doesn't that's why they recycle them instead of, because they could sell them, like they could just say, okay, we got this bulk of all these different things that didn't sell. They could sell them to people, but when you just got one little set, it's not worth the time. But
Yeah, but I wonder how that works because working in retail, there's stuff that's guaranteed. We now have a lot of stuff that's pay by scan, so we get it from the vendors. It's kind of like on consignment. We get it from the vendors.
Wow.
We don't pay for it. It goes through our register. All the computer tells them what we sold, and we get paid for what we sold. And then we have every stuff that we like always. You pay for it, it comes in the door, and it's yours once you. Well, it seems like Lego, once it hits the building, it's theirs. Otherwise, the clearance wouldn't get so deep.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not getting returned to Lego from Walmart. It's not getting returned to Lego from Target.
And
so are they getting some kind of kickback for their price reduction, or are they just taking the loss?
I guess the retailer's taking the loss.
Yeah.
And then even some of those retailers will turn around and then they'll sell it to Bargain Hunt, Dirt Cheap, or Goodwill.
Right.
Maybe they even just donate. Maybe they might just donate them to Goodwill and take the loss.
So
it makes you wonder. I bet you there's some sort of concession though. Hey, look, we had to discount all this. It didn't sell by the date, whatever, the next cycle date or whatever, or like you said, donated or whatever. Surely there's some kind of concession that I don't know. Maybe not. I don't work in retail.
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
I mean, I will tell you that the stuff that goes from Target to Dirt Cheap, it must go to some big warehouse, and somebody at Dirt
it up
Cheap
real good first.
They put price stickers on everything. So before it gets to the Dirt Cheap, they don't do that at Dirt Cheap. It gets from wherever Dirt Cheap warehouses is and processes it. They sticker everything. So
those stickers are tight, man.
Oh man, they're hard to get off. They are hard to get off.
Yeah.
So that's just an added expense to that company to sticker everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dirt Cheap's getting it dirt cheap. Trust me.
Yeah. T. Haynes rare undercooked light bluish gray turntable.
Oh.
Well, we now know what that turntable was for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my tauntaun.
Yeah.
Or Hans legs.
It actually looks good as a shelf display, but when you turn it like you said,
with his skinny legs.
Well, though you called that a mini land, and if it's true mini land, a lot of times that stuff's built to look good one way because people can only see it, from the walking path. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's why, but it's a possibility that the mini land sculptors are only looking at it from a.
I can tell you one thing from my experience with mini land builds, they're definitely glued.
Oh yeah,
these are terrible builds.
So when you build stuff like that, when you piece it together, do you often say how much it is? How much, if you wanted to go buy the set in the aftermarket, and then you build it, and you're like, that's all it is? Do you ever do that?
Yeah, I mean, that's like the Sith Trooper bust I'm putting together. It's like it's a $500 set, but it's like $50 of parts. Still,
it's crazy.
And then,
so does that mean the instruction manual is what?
Yeah, the instruction manual would be where all the value would be.
Well, and how was that packaged? That was
a regular box.
San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, it's not one of the fancy boxes like they used to do. It looks like the Darth Vader one that came in the rectangular shaped boxes that you could get at Target or something. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, that was online exclusive. Yeah.
It's very similar to that one. And I'm not ever going to open mine. I just got to find where I put it.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't. I mean, you could take a look at some sets you have sealed and like, why would I want to open this? I'll just piece it together. A lot of sets.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I did have somebody comment on that the tauntaun that he had been trying to piece it together for a while since it came out, but a couple of the parts didn't come out until like in the last 4 or 5 years. Like the clips that I said were so expensive, they weren't those clips. They were only in that set for like 5 years, and then they ended up putting them in like some brickheads or something.
So non-production colors.
Yeah.
Mm.
I got to do a video on Q elements. I had people yelling at me about those.
Joe, you might have to see what brickheads those clips are in. You might have them.
It was
you might have them on your shelf to be parted out.
You're right.
I'd say it was Groot.
Oh no, Groot's a pricey one.
Yeah.
Groot was a Lego.
That's why these are still expensive then.
Yeah. Groot was pricey. I don't have that one because that was Xavier G. I wonder when Jabo visits the same hairdresser as Joey and Earl. Save shampoo.
No, yeah, haircuts.
You know, it's funny you say that because my wife told my daughter that the other day. She's like, you know, your dad. I cut my hair, and she's like, you know, your dad doesn't have to buy shampoo anymore. And she looked at it and says, well, I don't know why he wastes money on it.
I've had the same big bottle for the last 2 years.
Last bit about the lugs is so true. It's the way how I feel it too. How honest can you be when you got your product for free, and if you don't like it, you get in trouble? Yeah, exactly. I can't wait for the ads in the middle of Earl delivering Shane's comment. Yeah, that's so true about the lugs. That's like, I mean, you really can't be honest. And how many people are actually honest on their reviews anyway?
Yeah, everything is always awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a few people will say, yeah, this fell apart. It's not very good or whatever.
So there's two different ways to be sponsored, or there's more than two probably, but like Lego makes a product and they can send it to people to review.
Mm-hmm.
There are also retailers
Mm-hmm.
because so it's like I've had relationships with different retailers, like or not, you know, Train World,
Right.
Yep. and then it's totally Thomastown, and it's like so they don't make the products, but they're sending to me to promote their store or their. So it's like even with that, I have to like the Train World thing. It's like I've been buying for them for years and years and years, and then they reached out to me. But, hey, we liked your video, so I don't feel like conflicted.
No, because I think if you're honest, it's like, hey, they sent me this. This is where they, you know, I've had great dealings with these people and stuff. This set stinks, but hey.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, they only say that, like, when the things that they have sent me, they want me, like, if there's something wrong with it, let us fix it first before you
review it.
You mentioned it in your video. They have said that.
Was that you that got sent the sorter?
Oh, the block pod.
You got done. You're like, well, I don't know why I would ever use this.
And yeah, I don't think I was ugly about it, but they were not happy at all. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, you.
I still don't understand why people sort their parts that way. Even Lego made those the Lego heads that sorted like why? What is?
Oh, and they were like, oh, it's for the you know, the soccer moms or whatever. I'm like, no, nobody needs this.
No, I guarantee you more people sort like I do by color. The only people who don't sort by color are people who are either building mocks on a regular basis or doing this behind us. Obviously, all this is sorted by.
And it's still the finger method. It's still quicker than something you spin around.
Right. Well, if I'm going through a bulk lot, I'll just go get a tub and put 2 or 3 handfuls in it, and then I'll sort through that. And you know, if it's
so today's homework assignment, guys, viewers, find that video of Jabo doing the review and put a link in the description.
They can't do the description, but you know, I know what you mean.
In the comments. Yeah, put a link in the comments. First one who does, we'll pin you to the top.
There you go. Also watches to the end.
Shane Hart, LOL, Jabo pulls S.
Shane left a comment. He left a comment on my video.
Okay.
He says he doesn't use speech to text.
Yeah.
He's just bad at typing like some of us are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's okay, Shane.
Building a set in bed. I heard it all now. I have built sets sitting on my bed in front parts in my bed because I had Lego train and a flat board with no lip around the edge, so parts must be slid into my bed. New meaning of it: sleeping with Lego, eating with Lego, not buying food. Yeah, I've tried to build in the bed before, and you sit Indian style and you lean the wrong way, and parts fall off the bed, and you're like, this ain't gonna work.
Yep.
I think it's bad enough when I build on the couch. I can't imagine in the bed.
Steve Bricker. Interesting that Jabo has a hard time paying $200 for the small hotel. In Canada, it's $270 and $305 after sales tax. Just too rich for my blood. And rare. The town on the Canadian side of the falls is Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. So
Ontario.
I guess
the Canadian side is the best view of Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Shane Hart again. The wooden red Lego train. Wow. I still need the wooden duck.
Yeah.
I seen guy near me selling metal Lego trucks and cars.
So I need to go back to the previous comment. I'm sorry about the Canadian dollar.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the Canadian dollar is less than the U.S. dollar, for one thing. And my son-in-law's I think it's his aunt lives in Canada. Her husband's a Canadian. They had their second child. He was off for like a year for that. So they have some pretty good benefits that we don't have down here.
Paid off?
Yeah, paid off time.
Wow.
It's like a ridiculous amount. It's
wow. Shane was commenting as we went along. 1968 set. Wow. Thumbs up. Then he says the Lone Ranger train is a set I still need. Missed out on buying it a few years back. Glad I got the hidden side one. Something to build a little. I need the monster train one with the face on the front. The new Lego yellow. The new Lego is yellow, I heard.
Ew.
There is a train coming. Hooray, hooray. Yes, he's got his fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah, really? We already know there's going to be a cargo and there's going to be a passenger. So what are they going to look like?
Yeah, like a kid built them.
No, they'll probably, the passenger train will probably look just like the one, the last three that just, the nose.
Some type of bullet train.
Yeah, and the nose will be different.
Yeah.
A different
style.
It'll
be the same piece, but a different color, maybe.
A little bit different curve to it.
I parted out. I had 5 of the Monster Hunter train, not Monster Hunter. What was it? The whatever.
Train.
Yeah, the Monster Train. And I went and looked in my inventory for my personal collection. I don't think I held one back.
Oh,
I think I put them all out.
I've done that before. I've done that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot to save one for
myself.
myself.
I've done it before thinking I don't need this set. And then 6 months later, it's like, why didn't I keep one of those?
Yeah. Yeah.
So does that, on the Monster Train set, it had that little piece for the track where you're talking
about the hidden side.
Hidden side. Yeah.
On the hidden side train, it had that little piece
where
you could just roll it and it would roll. Oh, is that thing effective? Did it work? Do you know?
As what? It lets you get your train off the track.
Yeah, just to roll your train on the track real fast instead of putting it on the track, lining up the wheels.
I thought it would be good as a re-railer or
that's
what he's talking about, basically.
I didn't see that it worked that well.
Okay.
I don't really have that hard a time putting them on the.
No.
Yeah, I usually don't either. I just.
Yeah.
I was doing one of my train videos. The smaller they are, the harder they are to put on, like N scale, which is the really small. They have and I had a starter set, and it had to it's like a ramp that you can put them on there.
Just
I
roll
wasn't
them down,
using it.
yeah.
It's like somebody's like, "Why don't you use it?" I'm like, it really didn't take me that long to put the train on there.
Right. Right.
Shane says different level of rearness.
Weirdness? Did he say weirdness?
Oh, must be weirdness. Only one made. That's a good one. Jabo number 2. Limited amount of sets. Number 3 set came. Oh, this must be for rare.
Oh,
Rareness. Different levels of rareness.
rareness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only one made. That's a good one. Number 2 is a limited amount of sets. Number 3, it came out but had to re-release because of a bag or a part added later, but not in the set. Level 4 is sets from Lego, first start of Lego set that came out. Number 5 would be rare sets to find. Rare sets to find. Brand new in box still from the 70s, 80s, 90s.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
all of them been opened by now.
Misprinted parts and the mold's not turning out right.
How would you know if you didn't open it?
Yeah.
That's another thing. Do we count misprints and misshots as? I mean, I guess they're rare, but they're one-offs. If you're misprinting it twice,
I would say those are probably among the most overpriced and overpaid for rare things, because it might be one of a kind, it might be uncommon, but is it really worth that much?
So we talked about this before. What about sets that were recalled? Getting the recalled set, you know, like the Wall-E set, the Ant-Man set.
Yeah.
You know, the Ant-Man wasn't re-released. It wasn't fixed and re-released, but Wall-E was fixed and re-released.
I got a Technic set that was fixed, and I have no idea which version I have. There's somebody's got something on Bricklink where I can go in there and look at the barcode or something, try to figure out which version.
I wonder how many of those are out there.
And there are not only do they like have like you said, maybe a recall, or like where they pull them and then redo them, but they have some where they redesigned them.
Well, they must have a little better control over, I guess, construction, or because
I think they get feedback pretty quick if they get.
There's 3 mechs that were supposed to come out earlier in the year that still aren't, because they just before they released them, they said, "Oh, we got to fix this."
Yeah, and that may have been from the people they sent them out to. You know,
maybe so.
They could have said, "Hey, these are falling apart when I build them," or "This part broke," or whatever the problem was. And you know, when Kevin Hinkle still worked for Lego, he said that the people calling in to complain on the phone held a lot of weight. And it's like if you get a lot of people calling in, like, "Hey, my Wall-E head is falling over. My Wolverine helicopter is not very stable. My Imperial Star Destroyer fell apart after I built it."
Right.
Then they redesign them. So
did you ever go find your Wolverine helicopter with your Deadpool and your Wolverine thing?
No, I haven't. Oh yeah, I need to be looking for those. Yeah, I know I still got them. I don't know where they are.
Is it sealed, or do you remember building?
No, it's open. It's built. We built. I did a video on it. So yeah, I know. But I know I kept I got 2 Deadpools, by the way. I do have somebody gave me their collection, and there was a Deadpool in it. I just get it's pretty dirty.
He'll wash.
Yeah, that's a good fig.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jabo's getting rid of stuff. Holy smackers. Yes, I hope you're getting your drawers resorted into place so you can see. Your wife so your wife has a spot in the basement.
Yeah.
But how's that coming along?
It's nothing's been moved out of the back yet, but other than the haul I did today that I said I was cutting back, I am parting out a lot of things.
Yeah.
One-off sets.
Yeah, part out sets. All the classic, the big classic boxes that are 1,500, 1,200. I'm looking at these. I'm like, I'm never going to build any of this stuff.
They probably have a lot of like parts in them too.
Yeah. So there was one. Oh, there's one that had dinosaurs. So that one I put back on the shelf. I took it off, and it had like 6 different builds for dinosaurs. I was like, okay, this is the dinosaur set. I'm not going to part it out yet, but all the ones that just have like a little bus or a telephone or a ship or a castle, I'm like, never going to build these.
How old are some of those? Some of those go back.
Oh, they're just like, I'm talking about the from the last 5-6 years.
Okay.
The big yellow classic
set. Big yellow. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, so speaking of the castle, so I'm sure everybody has a news YouTuber that they watch. So I watched Bricklink, and he had a video today that there's supposedly news out there of a giant castle that's coming. Not the Friends Castle.
Yeah, Lion Knight Castle or something.
Yeah. So
weren't we promised something?
We were promised something.
It's the 90th anniversary
from the fan deal, so maybe that's it.
I bet it's all wrapping together here.
If this thing's like $500, I'm gonna be like, oh, what have I done?
But you know you're gonna get it. Just like you're gonna get the new we were just talked about.
The Rolling Stones?
No, the one you just finished building. You just finished building it, and they're coming out with a new set probably by the end of the year.
Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, that's it. The tower. The Eiffel Tower, yeah. Shane says LOL 654321. And
that's my password. How do you know?
I always play my password incorrect.
I'm trying to decipher this, and something pop S up. He made it. LOL. Never meet you guys, but it's a dream. If I ever make it to the USA one day, or if you come to Australia, or call Lucky Man, you put me on a call, Jabo, looking like a boss. He should call your Rockford Files phone. Is that still working?
No, I never fixed it. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, over promise, under deliver.
There
you
go. Mayo, oranges aren't rare. There, I said rare.
Yeah.
The most interesting comment I could type is who's winning the race to 1,000? BrickTrains subscribers or BrickTsar tipper trucks? I lost count.
What are you at, Joey?
I just went up 983.
Whoa.
I'm at 940.
And he's closing in on the parts to build the 1,000.
I know it.
Just to put a little pressure on you, unless I've calculated everything's on order. So,
I was going to say, they're all in the mail, right?
Yeah.
I wish I could say that mine.
Did you buy that tipper truck you were looking at on eBay?
No. I was so mad because I was like 99%. Like, you clearly don't know what 99, and like you don't even see the plate. The 4x10 plate's not even in it. The most valuable piece in the whole thing is not even in there.
He says, I'll keep this comment short, but I just extended it. I just extended it again and again and again and again. Stop. Speaking of stop, what do you guys think of the Spice Girls Brickheads?
We should have read that comment first. Wait, what was the song again? Tell
me what you want, what you really, really want.
We're going to get a copyright strike.
All I want is you. Oh, no.
Keel Jones says, I don't understand how BrickTsar is downsizing because every time I look, he posts a haul video. Also, Joey and Earl obviously don't watch BrickTsar videos because he's gone on and on in videos about that light bluish gray turntable piece. Yeah, we do watch them. Trust me. We found out today what that piece was for. Dude Jude, hey Joey, Jabo, and Earl, it would be rare for me to miss an episode. I like my steaks blue, not rare. I can't even imagine
No.
I know somebody who wants them blue.
I looked.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. I had to look it up.
I found out about it this year. Talking to my buddy's wife likes them like that. I'm like,
Dude,
ugh.
Jude, quit. That's gross.
This is rare. Y'all keep up the good work. So Dude Jude is causing Jabbo to collect something new that he doesn't even know he's collecting yet.
Oh, so I bought the one Technic figure, and then I found that same figure was one of these like Toy Fair exclusives also. But it's not exclusive to the toy, but it came sealed in a sealed bag that was like a Nuremberg Toy Fair exclusive.
Oh. Huh.
I'm like,
But
I wish I'd been able to go to toy fairs back in the day.
Oh, it'd be
in the
so
early
cool.
days of them.
Yeah. I don't even think there's a public anymore, is there?
It never was.
Never. Okay.
Because I wanted to go as a media representative, and I was signing up. I couldn't take my son at the time because at the time he was under 18, and they said we don't allow anybody under 18. And I thought, well, if he can't go, I don't want to go. So I didn't. Now I couldn't go up to New York by myself anyway. But yeah, it would have been nice to go back to pre 2014, like 2014 and before would have been the time to go. Before this is where YouTube has made people aware of things,
right?
Like nobody was going to Toy Fair. I mean, Brick Show was like one of the first people that did YouTube that went to Toy Fair, and then even your creative friends, Chad went,
right,
and they got like some really cool stuff, but there weren't a lot of people from the community, the Lego community, going. So these gifts were going to just like other toy vendors that probably didn't even necessarily weren't as interested in Lego as they probably were Transformers or something else.
Right.
Oh, and I was watching an episode of Without a Trace, because I watch shows like 10 years after they've been discontinued, and they were talking about this guy that like had a collection of Transformers and how weird they thought that was, and like that's something for a child. And I was like, what would they think about us?
Yeah, really. Go ahead.
I was just thinking, why would they think that was odd? I mean, when the Transformers, there would have been plenty of people collecting by then.
Yeah, this would have been like pre 2010, but still, I'm like people.
Hot Wheels, Barbies. I can think of a lot of things that people were collecting in mass that early. I mean,
yeah, but there's a lot of, I don't know, 15 years ago or so, it wasn't. You kind of did that in private, like you collected Hot Wheels, but not too many people knew you collected Hot Wheels.
I think the internet has made it more mainstream that people know. So maybe like in 2005, a lot of people didn't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess.
They didn't know how cool it was, even though people were doing it. But now,
I grew up going to TCA, right? Train Collectors Association. So, it was nothing not, to see an 80-year-old guy with, some 10-plate trains and so
most of the train shows I go to, they don't want the kids.
No. Oh, when I was,
they put the stuff up high where the kids can't touch it.
I was 8 or 9, whatever it was, however old it was. And I bought, or my dad bought, I guess, a styrofoam, just a little glider thing. And I was playing with it, and I guess it landed too close to somebody, and they stomped it. And I cannot confirm or deny that guy's tire might have been flat by the end of the show.
I would have been. Oh, that would have. Yeah, I would have. If I was a dad, I would have been.
Oh yeah, my dad was. Yeah.
So now that COVID is, trying to get in our rearview mirror, is there any talk about your train show coming back?
They no, probably not, because a couple of them have died. They've all moved on. Another guy took over, and he contacted me about, hey, do you want to do this? And I think that showed that he even contacted me about clothes. I don't think he was able to have it. But when I told him what I was doing, and because he said, yeah, I heard you had a train layout set up, and I told him what I was doing, he's like, well, I don't think I'm interested. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. Dude, I pulled down easy bucks selling Lego more than my dad would sell, selling pre and post-war trains, Lionel trains. And I know some of them other guys made a lot of money too, but I'd sell $5 poly bags all day long. Because them guys that bring their grandkids through or their kids and they're all playing with the stuff that's hundreds of dollars. It's like, hey, buy a $5 poly bag, and they won't play with that stuff now. They'll be interested in the poly bag. So
it's a good idea. So we got. I'm glad you reminded me, because we got a train show this weekend. Which will be for you watching at home. This was already happened.
Trains are fun. I'll have a video about it already.
Wait, is Train Show still alive?
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last time you made a video?
It's been a while.
Well, somebody's trying to take his table away.
Yeah.
We're cleaning the white table and putting it on the train layout.
Did y'all see Batman?
No, not yet.
Okay. We won't talk about it then.
Yeah. I was surprised we went to the movie the other night, and I thought my wife would want to see it. And she said, well, let's go. So we went and saw Uncharted.
Oh.
That was pretty good.
I will say this. I'll give you my non-spoiler opinion of Batman. I went in with low expectations. And it far exceeded my expectations.
Well, I heard a guy I work with went, and he didn't give me any spoilers. I just told him, I said, I heard that it was more or less a Batman movie, that he was hardly ever Bruce Wayne. And he said, yeah, there's a little action in it, but it's more of a crime drama.
Oh, there's a lot of talking.
Yeah.
Really?
He said it's a slow burn.
Yeah.
But he said it was pretty good because
I didn't feel bored.
Yeah.
I didn't feel bored. Yeah.
That's usually a good sign if I get to the end of a 2-hour movie and I don't feel like I sat there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Felt like I sat there for 3.
Well, that's when he told me it was a 3-hour movie, and I was like, oh, man.
Yeah. That's at least 2 potty breaks.
3 hours, not a Marvel movie? Oh,
yeah. Oh.
Blockhead UK. I'm having a bit of clear out on Brickheads too. I realized I was running out of room for my Habitat mocks, so I have dismantled the Brickheads and put them in storage. Soon I'll be hoping to sell some of them off to raise a bit of plastic capital.
I may be doing that too. Who knows?
The Super Chief is still on my wish list. Yeah, on a bunch of our wish lists. I wish it wasn't so rare. It seems that PayPal has a much shorter time out for pre-order authorization than a credit or debit card. I agree with that. So if you know you might have to wait for a while for something, even such as a pick-a-brick online, it's probably safer to use a card rather than PayPal to authorize payment. You would have thought Lego would be aware of this, but apparently not. Maybe Joey needs to work out how many poly bags Dakota has to part out before he can afford a Titanic. There's an incentive.
I ain't got enough poly bags.
Job data. Also, I wasn't interested in the new Lego house item, but after hearing the story, I kind of want one. Thanks for that. Well, that's what we do here. We like to influence.
I don't. Did they send this one out to land members? I haven't seen videos on it, but before when they would announce these things, they send them to land members, and land members say you can only get this at the Lego house. And I go, "Where did you get yours? Where'd you get it? Did you go to the Lego house? No." Okay.
Job data. He also says the rare thing is a really strange, and Lego starts with this themselves. For example, all creator expert items on the Lego website says hard to find.
You're selling it. Hard to find.
Correct. Translated, it says a rare item. So a casual buyer maybe think they are rare. That is true. If it says hard to find, it's like you can only get it here or at Target. Yeah. If it doesn't say hard to find, you can get it at Walmart.
Yeah. Well, they had to be a bunch of them if they're sending them into the retail distribution chain like Target.
Right. Speaking of Target, have you been in Target lately? and seen all of the bigger sets that they have now?
Yeah, they got a lot of the black box.
Yeah,
sets
they
in
got
there.
a bunch of them. My
They
target
had the
still had.
Vespa when I went in,
I don't know if they had the
and
Vespa. Mine had the. They still have the Nintendo. They
mhm.
they have.
I can only hope that they will go on clearance one day.
That's what I keep looking for. I
Mm,
keep waiting.
yeah. They won't go on clearance very
Yeah.
deep, though. I guarantee it.
No, I can only hope to find them at dirt cheap because they didn't make it.
Yeah. Yep.
Steve Bricker at 40 minutes and 37 seconds. The story behind the dog in the room gives a much better explanation of the old Kirk's niece Dagny, who was responsible for all models in Legoland opening in 1968 and worked until she was 70. Sorry, Jabo.
Huh?
Were you,
It was
maybe
it was a story about the
I think maybe when you were talking about the story behind that set, the house set.
yeah. It was the workbench. She designed that. She also designed a bunch of the other stuff. I don't remember what we were talking about the dog. Yeah, that was
But I didn't think we didn't say that. I mean, yeah, I know she worked there for years and was a designer,
yeah.
and she also worked pre-plastic too.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
a wooden toy
Yeah.
designer.
Yeah.
Sin Killer Techikawa. My comments tend to get long. Hey Earl, how you doing? Well, I'm doing okay. Don't worry. Shane took up for you this week, but he actually broke it up into a bunch of comments instead of one big.
Oh.
So we're surviving. Paul's Brick says rare, but I prefer medium rare. I like medium well.
That's
There you
what we
go.
get. That's what I get. Medium well.
Brian's Bricks rare. Great show. Blah. I am currently in a little lull where none of the new sets are particularly interesting to me, and I recently completed some of my old wanted list. What do you guys do during these times? I find myself looking at my built modular sets and seeing if I can improve on them, like tiling the roofs or the backyards. Maybe I'm due to start a mock or something. Signed, temporarily bored. Well, what you do is you look for a set that you can part together on Bricklink.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do. Look for a set you don't have, like that bust,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, I'm working. I got another one that
together.
I'm about to start on.
Uh,
That I wish I
Coach,
had started on a couple of months earlier, but I didn't know about it until today.
well, maybe by the time this airs, you'll have it.
I got
halfway.
43 of the elements in my store. I need to get them out before some.
Oh.
Actually, I just picked an order. I hope he didn't buy some of the elements I needed. Have you ever done that? You want to get something, then somebody buys it, and you're like, oh.
Well,
No,
what I've done a couple times now is I've bought things on my wanted list or whatever.
Oh,
went to
you want a
Bricklink,
list and you had it in your store?
and then I had it in my store, and somebody buys it out of my store, and I'm like, I just bought that. That's coming.
no, I've done the opposite where I look at my wanted list and I'm like, dang, I know I just sold this last week.
Yeah.
That happened with the bust. I needed some guy came in and bought a lot of bricks, and I needed some of the red bricks for the bust, and I'm like, oh, I know, but they're common, but it's like if I just done this a couple of days sooner.
Coastropolis Bricks. I'd say the answer to most of the bad questions you're discussing is counting scales. Yeah, it's difficult to mix parts of very different masses and still reliably count them. Therefore, we see the inner bags with smaller pieces. Depending on what other parts are in different bags, we might see the same part in the small parts bag once and in the big parts bag another time. I could also imagine situations where the same principle leads to having the same part in the unnumbered bags and in one of the numbered bags. Counting scales are also the reason where there are separate parts and why these are all small. The only question I have about counting scales is parts weigh different weights. So, if you're using a money counting scale, you have to tell the scale which denomination you're counting. You're counting pennies, you press the penny button, you weigh up the pennies. So if you have a bag with, 20 different elements, it might be 100 pieces, but it's 20 different elements. Those all weigh different amounts. So
But maybe they know what the bag should weigh with those different elements, and then if one of them is wrong, the weight's off, and they know the bag's right. They may not know which piece is wrong.
Or maybe they get weighed and then dumped down a chute and collect in the bag.
Yeah, I think that's how they're done. Is it's a circular, like a carousel,
right?
And then they fill the hoppers with the parts, and then the computer each hopper dispenses so many of them, either by weight or by count. I would assume by weight, and then dumps them into the bag. Is the way I understand how it gets. So, but then they can correct by weighing the bag afterwards. So, like the bag should weigh 6 ounces or whatever. Then if it doesn't, then it should kick it out too. So something got messed up.
And I know, I may be repeating myself from when we talked about that, but when I was building the that Lego store, the Lego store build, all the pieces were all like in one bag for some of the things, and so you had like 2x8, 2x10 bricks in the same bag with 1x1 tiles. Guess where some of those 1x1 tiles ended up?
In the brick.
And I'm like, why won't this brick go down? You turn it. Oh.
Yeah.
So I think that's another reason they don't put some small elements in or bigger elements, because they'll get wedged in there.
They put a lot of thinking into it. I mean, because they don't want the phone calls, like we talked about earlier. Yep. They don't want the phone calls. So,
is that all of them?
That's all of them.
Well, we better wrap this thing up, man.
Well, we need a word of the day.
We already it's what's the Spice Girls song?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the phrase of the day.
Phrase of the day.
Okay. The phrase of the day. So if you're still following, make sure you tell us what you really, really want.
There you go. There you go.
Well, I know what they all really, really want. They all really, really want to come back in 2 weeks for another episode of the AFoOL podcast, where we may or may not have a guest. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to Joey. Wait, where are you? Are you over there? Earl, down there. Subscribe to them and see if Joey can get to 1,000 subscribers before I get to 1,000 tipper trucks. And because that's all I really, really want is tipper trucks. But please subscribe, and we'll see you next. Wait, I wound this thing up before I even asked y'all.
Asked us all what?
If it's time to end it.
Oh yeah, it's time. It's fine. My computer's glitching again. So
okay.
Yeah.
This is 2 different cameras, so I'm beginning to wonder if it ain't my computer. I might have to try a different laptop or something.
Getting hot.
Yeah,
getting hot over there.